Hello everyone, welcome to Prince on Air, and today we are going to start our new topic related to the chapter number 1, that is some basic concepts of chemistry. In this lecture, I just want to add one more thing. Whenever I'm going to teach you, you have to open your notebook and pen also, so that you can make your notes side by side proper way. Okay, so let's start the topic without wasting any time now. So today's objective, which topic we have to complete in this lecture, that is uncertainty measurements. Okay, uncertainty measurements. Okay, means that whenever we are measuring anything in your experimental ways or numerical ways, we are having some uncertainty in the measurements. Okay, like in the values, the last digit or maybe more than that digits, more than one digit of last at last are not certain in the factual values. Okay, means it will not be equals to the true value. Okay, our result is not, may not be equal to the true value. Okay, so similarly the accuracy and precision, that terms we will discuss in this lecture. Afterwards, scientific notation, as we all know that terms we are discussing in the numerical terms, like as you know that value of Avogadro's constant, that is 6.02 into 10 raised power 23. So that exponential power of 10, that is the representation of scientific notation. In many ways, in many numericals, we are using that term. Okay, so that's why this introductory part, that as you know, the chapter name is, some basic concepts of chemistry. So we have to learn, we have to understand, we have to memorize, we have to practice all the scientific terms that we are using in the field of chemistry. Okay, so afterwards, what we have to do here, we will discuss about the significant figures. That is another part that we will discuss in the physics section also. That is significant figures. With the help of significant figure, we can tell that our result is accurate or not. Okay, how much it is accurate, that is also indicated by the significant figure. Afterwards, rules for round off. In your class 6th, you have discussed about how to round off the value of given functions or given mathematical terms. In that case, we will again introduce that round off value in the terms of chemical calculations. Okay, now let us discuss about the first topic here, that is uncertainty in measurements. As you know, whenever we are doing any experiment, there will be some uncertainty in the result. That uncertainty in the result may be of due to lack of skill of the observer. Okay, means if you are doing any experiment, maybe that is the fault of yours. You may do that experiment in the wrong way. Okay, you are not having proper skill to do that experiment. Okay, so that's why lack of the skill of the experiment or experimental, or you can say the observer, and also the problem in the experimental apparatus. Maybe you know that skill, you know very well how to perform that experiment, but maybe the apparatus is not well. So that is the problem there. Okay, so that's why we are getting the wrong result. Clear? The true values are theoretical values. Okay, theoretical values. Theoretical values with the help of, we are calculating the with the help of your chemical formulas or calculations. Okay, with the help of these we are calculating this. Okay, and afterwards uh, the calculated value is which you have to find with the help of the chemical formulas or theoretical forms. Okay, but the experimental value you will find out with the help of experimental results, and which you have to collaborate these, or which you have to compare these both values, and one value may be vary from the another value. Okay, So exact value will be considered as the theoretical value, okay, that is considered to be as true value, and afterwards the experimental value, okay, experimental value is related to the experimental result, clear? And always you will see that experimental values will be little bit deviated from the true value, okay, that deviation is considered to be as the uncertainty in the measurement, and there are only two reasons: lack of skill of the observer, okay, or experimental apparatus. Next is precision and accuracy. Now these both terms are very important here, precision and accuracy, okay. What is precision and what is accuracy? See that precision, the closeness of various measurements for the same quantity, okay, that whenever you are performing any experiment, how much that result are closer to each other. For example, whenever we have performed that experiment on the first time, and then the second time, okay, then the second time, and afterwards if the value of the first experiment is of 5.2 and second of 5.3, both values are closer to each other, so that's why we will consider these as a precise, okay, these are the precise values, yeah. But what is accuracy? The agreement of the particular value of the true value, okay, means if the given value, if we will calculate the values in the terms of so many experiments, and the resultant means that mean value, okay, or average value just closer to the true value, means in case of accuracy the average value should be closer to the true value, okay, clear? Average value should be closer to the true value, but in case of precision, all the calculated values should be closer to each other, okay, closer to each other, okay. In that way you can understand that both terms precision and accuracy in the more meaningful manner. And here I've given some one example related to that topic, so that you can understand this term in the proper manner. First one is, see that first one, student A, B, C. We have three students here, okay. Student A performed that experiment 2 times. Here we have that true value given, okay, true value is given here. If the student has performed the 2 experiments, in the first experiment he got the result 1.92 gram, but actual value is 2 gram, okay, 1.95 gram and 1.93 gram, clear? If they are having both, if student A has experiment, if the student A has done that experiment 2 times, and in the first term he goes the result 1.95 gram, and second 1.93 gram. In that way you will see that, you can see that both that values are closer to each other, okay, both that values are closer to each other. So in that way we can consider these are precise, yes or no? But this value is not closer to true value, so that is not accurate, okay. This one is precise but not a accurate value. Similarly, the student B has performed the experiment in the 2 times, that is first he got 1.94 gram and second 2.05 gram, but these two values are not closer to each other, so that will be not precise. And average of this value, see that average of this value just closer to this value, okay, just closer to true value. Okay, so that's why it is accurate. This is accurate, but not precise. Clear? In this case, see, the student C has performed that experiment. He got first result as a 2.01 gram and second one 1.99 gram, and the average related to that is 2 gram. That is exactly equal to the true value, just exactly equal to the true value. So in that case, we will consider that this value is accurate. For accurate, we are considering that calculated value should be closer to the true value, and the both values are just closer to each other. That's why means we can say that it is also precise. Okay, so in that way, I should say I would say that first one is just precise but not accurate. Okay, second one is accurate but not precise. Third one is both accurate and precise. Clear? In that way, you can learn it easily. Okay, so let's move on the next part. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture. Okay, so now scientific notation. As I told you, whenever we are representing a given values, like in this way, okay, like as you know that Avogadro's constant, the value of that is 6.02 into 10 raised power 23. Okay, now if we want to represent this value, that will be much bigger. So that's why we have to simplify that value in this order, that is the value in terms of power of 10. Okay, so that is also known as scientific notation. Okay, scientific notation. For example, it is as I have written here, that used to express the mass of very small quantity like atoms, molecules, etc. Okay, if you want to express the value of mass of a small quantity like atoms and molecules, we can use the scientific notation here. Similarly, to express the large value, like here large value is there, okay, and small value like 9.1 into 10 raised power minus 31 kilogram, that is a mass of one electron. Okay, so in that way, this is the smallest value, so we can express in the term of power of 10, that is scientific notation. And similarly, for the Avogadro's constant, we are representing in the terms of power of 10, that is the largest value. Okay, so to express the large value like Avogadro's constant, we have to use scientific notation. Here we have to represent that value in the terms of n into 10 raised power n, where n is any number, 10 as an exponential power with n. Okay, now we have that example here. Like let us represent this value in the terms of scientific notation. So 2.32 sorry 232.508 232.508, we have to represent this value in terms of scientific notation. So how we can represent? Whenever, see that whenever we are shifting that point towards the left side, whenever we are shifting that point towards the left side, we have to add the value, increase the value, increase the power of 10. Okay, increase the power of 10. See, if I am going to shift, that point towards the left side, we have to increase the power of 10. So how we can increase? Can I represent this value as 232.508 into 10 raised power 0? Can I represent in this value in this way? Okay, as you know, the power of 10 is power of 10 raised power 0 is 1. Okay, so in that way, can I represent it? Yeah. If I'm going to shift that point towards this side, 23.2508, what I've told you, we have to add we have to increase the power by 1. Okay, so I can write it this way. Okay, power 1. If I'm again shifting that value, that decimal towards the left side, it will be 2.32508 into 10 raised power. Okay, 2 steps are given there, so that will be 2. Okay, so whenever you are writing any scientific notation, what you have to do, you have to make sure that only one non-zero digit should be there before the decimal. Okay, so that will be our actual scientific notation. Clear? Yeah, you can write in this way, but that will be more appropriate used in the scientific terms. Yeah. So what we can do here, the scientific notation of this value will be 2.32508 into 10 raised power. The point has shifted to towards the left side the 2 steps. Okay, so power will be 2. Similarly, if we are shifting the point towards the right side, okay, points towards the right side, then we have to decrease by 1, okay, 1 by 1. Like here, the 0.00016. Okay, can I write in this way? Okay, now I am going to shift that point towards this side. It will be 0.0016 into 10 raised power minus 1. Okay, as I told you, we have to decrease 1 by 1. Once again, 0.000 point. 1 again, I have shifted that point towards the right side into 10 raised power minus 2. Once again, 0.000. 4 zeros are there, no? 0.16 into 10 raised power minus 3. Once again, 0.00001.6 into 10 raised power minus 4. Now, there is no need to write these 4 zeros towards the left side. Okay, so what we can do here, we can erase this. Okay, so the value that we got is 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 4. That is the actual value to represent the given value in the scientific notation form. Okay, so the actual result will be, the actual result will be the actual result will be 1.6 into 10 raised power minus 4. Okay, clear? Clear? So let's move on the next part. Now we have to discuss about the multiplication and division related to the scientific notation. How we can do the scientific notation in terms of multiplication and division. Okay, see, whenever you are doing any whenever you are calculating any value like 2 into 10 raised power 2, then multiplied by 3 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, suppose we are having this value and we have to calculate these two values. So how we can calculate them? We can't calculate directly in this way. Okay, but here only this case, in the case of multiplication, we can directly multiply this value. Means 2 multiplied by 3, that will be 6 into 10 raised power. The base are same, so power will be added. So it will be 5. You can understand, no? We can take one more example like 5 into 10 raised power 3 into 2 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, okay, one more 5. Okay, that example we can take. So in the multiplication form, what we have to do here, we can just multiply the values without exponential forms, like 5 into 2, that will be 10. Okay, into 10 raised power, base are same, the power will be added 3 plus 5. Okay, so it will be 10 into 10 raised power 8. Here also base are same, power will be added, that will be 10 raised power 1 plus 8, it will be 10 raised power 9. So the result will be 10 raised power 5, sorry 9. Okay, so in that way we can represent that given values in terms of multiplication we have done. Now in terms of division, how so many calculation will be there in which we will use the term or the multiplication scientific notation in terms of divisions. Okay, like 10, wait, 1 second, 5 into 10 raised power 5 upon 2 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, so whenever you got that equation like in this way, just we have to do 5 upon 2, okay, into 10 raised power 5 is as it is. That term, that term, if we are putting that term in the numerator form, the power, the sign of the power will be changed. Okay, so if it is having plus uh, power, it will become negative, and if it is negative power, and it will become positive. Okay, so here it will become negative. Yeah, now base same, power will be added, it will be 2.5. So 2.5 into 10 raised power 5 minus 3, it will become 2.5 into 10 raised power 2. So that will be the form of scientific notation in terms of calculations related to the multiplication and division. Clear? Now addition and subtraction, how we have to do the addition and subtraction in terms of scientific notation. See, whenever you are doing that 5 into 10 raised power 3 plus 2 into 10 raised power 4. Okay, whenever you are adding some values having that scientific notations, firstly you have, what you have to do, you have to equalize the power of 10. You have to equalize the power of 10. Can I write in this in this way, 2 into 10 raised power 1 into 10 raised power 3, so that I can get the 10 raised power 3 as a common value. Okay, so it will become 5 into 10 raised power 3 plus 1 plus this equation. Now it will become 20. So 5 into 10 raised power 3 plus 20 into 10 raised power 3. Now I can get the 10 raised power 3 as a common value. 10 raised power 3. Here I will get 5 plus 20. So 5 plus 20. All of you know that 5 plus 20. What is that value? That will be 25. So 25 into 10 raised power 3. That will be our result. Similarly, we will do in the case of subtraction. Okay. In the case of subtraction, what we have to do, that is 5 into 10 raised power 3 minus 2 into 10 raised power 2, if I am having that value. Okay, so what we have to do, firstly equalize the exponential power, that will be can I write it in this way, 50 into 10 raised power 2, like here I have done that, minus 2 into 10 raised power 2. Now take the 10 raised power 2 as a common value, 50 minus 2, that will be 48 into 10 raised power 2. I can write in this way also, 4.8 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, like in this way I can write it. Yeah. Now let's practice how to write the scientific equation or scientific notation. If we want to write the term in the in the form of scientific notation, how you can write? We have to practice this now. So let's try. See, we are having 0.0048, 0.0048. I'm going to shift. See that when on shifting decimal right hand side towards the forms. So subtract. No, not in subtract form. Negative power will be there. Okay, on shifting right hand side, we have to power, just we have to subtract the power, or you have to write the negative power. But in whenever you are shifting towards the right left hand side, you have to just add the powers. Okay, not in negative power, subtract power. Okay, so whenever you are shifting that point towards the right side, power will be minus. Okay, so it will become, firstly, how many step I am shifting that decimal towards the right side, 1 2 3, so it will become 4.8 into 10 raised power minus 3. That will be a result. Okay, so the result will be 4.8 into 10 raised power minus 3. Clear? Here, see, no decimal is given, no, so we have to ensure that the decimal is at last place. So 234,000, we are having point here. Okay, so we have to shift that decimal towards the left side. If we are shifting decimal towards the left side, that will increase the power of 10. So here I am having power 0. If I am increasing the shifting the decimal towards the left side, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, here up to here I have to shift, so it will become 5. 1 2 3 4 5, 5 step I am shifting towards the left direction. So 2.34,000 into 10 raised power 5 will be the value. Okay, similarly for here it will become, just you have to pause that video now, just practice it once. Okay, afterwards we will check it out. I just want to add it. Okay, done. So see, the result will be 8.008 into 10 raised power 3. Okay, 3 steps we have shifted, no. Similarly here, 5.000 into 10 raised power 2. Okay, decimal is shifted towards the left side for 2 steps only. Here, no need to write in the form of 10. But if you want to express this value in the terms of power of 10, that is scientific notation, what we have to do, 6.0012 into 10 raised power 0. That will be there. Clear? So that is our practice section. Okay. Now scientific notation we have done. Whenever in the starting section we have discussed about this uncertainty in the measurements. Okay. And if we want to check out that result is how much certain, okay, that values which are more certain, how many values are certain, we can calculate with the help of significant figures. We can calculate it with the help of significant figure. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to just discuss the definition of significant figure, that is the meaningful digits which which are known with the certainty. Okay, with the certainty. Certainty means that fixed values. Okay, that fixed values that we will identify with the help of significant figure. For example, if I am having value 5.2439863, okay, that last value will be uncertain. That last value will be uncertain. So with the help of significant figure, we can justify that how many values are certain, how many values are uncertain. Means just we have to calculate only certain values. Okay, meaningful digits. The rules to determine the significant figures are, all the non-zero digits are significant. For example, if I am having value that's 278, okay, all that digits are non-zero, so significant figure will be 3. Okay, how many digits are there, that will be considered as the significant figure here. So that digits are 1 2 3, so only 3 digits are there, that is considered to be as a significant figure. Similarly, the zeros preceding the first non-zero digit are not significant. For example, means you can say the zeros left side to the non-zero digits, like here 0038. Okay, that 2 zeros will not be considered here. Okay, so only 3 and 4. 3 and 8, that are considered to be as the significant figures. So total number of total digits are 2. So the 2 will be the significant figure in this case. Clear? Zeros between the two non-zero digits are significant. Means if we are having that values, if we are having the values like here 808, okay, two non-zero digits are having 0 in between them, so it will be considered as the significant figure. So 1 2 3, total significant figure will be 3 here. Simple. Like here 9003, 1 2 3 4, okay, significant figure will be 4. Okay, the numbers, that non-zero numbers, non-zero digits having 0 in between them, okay, so that zeros will be considered as a significant figure. Now zeros at the end or right of the number are significant provided that they are at the right side of the decimal point. Means if the values are just right side to the decimal point, that are considered to be as the significant figure. For example, like 3.0 or 3.00. What is the difference between these two values? Only the significant figure here. Okay, only the significant figure. See, the zeros are the right side. Okay, and here decimal place is given there. No, decimal point is given. So that we have to in that case we have to consider the 0 as a significant figure. So that here significant figure will be 2, and here significant figure will be 3. Okay. So in this case we have to consider the significant figure, or we have to add up the significant figure into the total significant figures. But 3.0 is 2, 3.00 is 3. Okay, clear? But if the point is not there, like 30 and 3000, okay, in that case significant figure will be 1, and here it will be 1. Okay, if decimal is not given, then we will not consider the right side zeros, okay, to the non-zero digit number. The counting numbers of objects have infinite significant figure. Means that counted numbers, like I am having one pen, okay, that is 1, okay, it is the exact value, okay, so it will be considered as infinite significant figures, because I can write it in this form 1 or 1.0 or 1.00, okay, in that any way I can represent it. So it will be considered to be as infinite significant figure. But one more thing is there, one more example I can consider, like 1 dozen eggs. Okay, so as we know that 1 dozen contains 12 articles, so it will always have the infinite significant figures. Clear? Now let's practice how to calculate the significant figures. Firstly, try yourself. Afterwards, I will give you. Just pause the video and try it, yourself also. Okay, done. So check it out now. See, 0.0025. How many significant figures are there? See, non-zero digits towards the left side, it will not be considered. The zeros towards the left side of the non-zero digit are not be significant figures. So it will be 2. Okay, significant figure will be 2. Zeros in between the non-zero digits are considered to be as significant. So it will have 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 digits are there, no? So it will be having 3 significant figures. Similarly, here it will be 4. Now in this case, that zeros will not be considered as the significant figures. That I can represent this value in this term of scientific notations. How can I represent it? 1.26 into 10 raised power 5. The power of 10 are not considered to be a significant figure. So only this term will be significant. Okay. So how many digits are there in this value? That are 3. So significant figure is to be 3 in this case. Here, how many significant figures are there? The decimals given here, no, decimal point is given here. So we have to consider all the zeros in this case as a significant figure. So significant figure will be 4. Here the significant figure will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will be 5. Okay. Now addition and subtraction of significant figures. How we can add up or subtract the significant figures in the means how we have to do the calculation related to the significant figures. Okay. See, whenever you are doing any calculation related to the addition or subtraction, like here I have given that equation, this one. Okay. Here. So the result will be 31.122. Okay. That is the result here. But according to significant figures calculation, what we have to do in the numerical forms, we have to do like in this way. We have to get only the values. See, not more than the right side of decimal points. Okay. So here what we have to do is we have to consider the minimum decimal place points. Here decimal place, after decimal place we are having 2 digits. Here I am having 1, here 3. So minimum we have to consider only 1. So up to 1 we have to consider up to this much. So answer will be 31.1. Clear? For example, one more example we can take, that is 3.1, 2.01. Okay, the result will be 5.11. But according to the significant figure calculation, we have to consider the minimum decimal place point, that will be only 1. Okay, so here 5.1 will be the actual result in terms of numerical calculation. Okay, so many they can ask you in the competitive exams related to the this section also. Okay. Now in case of multiplication it is different. In case of addition and subtraction, we have taken the minimum decimal place up to minimum decimal places. In case of multiplication and division, we have to take the minimum significant figure. Okay, like here 2.5 multiplied by 1.25. Okay, so the result will be 3.125. But we have to take the minimum significant figure, that is here the significant figure is 2 and here the significant figure is 3. So up to minimum significant figure we have to take, that is 3.1. Like in one more example we can take, that is 2.5 into 2.50. That result will be 6.250 approximately. Okay. So what we have to do, here the significant figure is 3, here is 2. So result will be taken as 6.2 only. Okay, that's it. Now rules for round off. Okay, how to do the calculation in the proper way by taking the approximations. Okay, that we will use in the case of rules for round off. And here only 3 rules are there how we can do the round off. First 2 rules you know very well. Okay, that is, if the rightmost digit, if the rightmost digit to be removed, rightmost digit like here 6, okay, is to be removed, is more than 5. If it is more than 5, like 6 here, it is more than 5. Preceding number is increased by 1, means that preceding means that before that 6 it is 8. We have to increase it by 1. So the result will be 1.39. That will be the result. Okay. So answer will be 1.39. Yeah. Similarly, if the rightmost digit like here 4 is less than 5, as usual it is less than 5. Okay, the preceding number is unchanged. Okay, that preceding number means that is 3, it will not be changed. The result will be 4.33. Yeah. Now, if the rightmost digit, that is the important point here. If the rightmost digit to be removed is 5, like here both are having 5, then check the preceding number. Now, if it is 5, we have to check the preceded number, that is 3 here and here 2. If it is even, like here 2, it is even, no change is there. Okay, means no change is there, like we have to do only 6.2. Just remove 2, remove 5 as a last digit. In this case, if odd digit is there, we have to increase by 1, that will be 6.4. Okay, so in that way we have to do the calculation, or we have to do the rounding off by considering the approximations. Now just practice it yourself, and afterwards you have to check it. Just pause the video and do it yourself. Okay, done. So let's start. See, 3.216. They have given that up to 3 significant figures we have to do. Okay, up to 3 significant figures we have to do the calculation. So 3 significant figure will be up to 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2. Now see the last after that digit, it is 1. Okay, it is 1, which is less than 5, which is less than 5. So it will not be changed. The answer will be, so the answer will be 34.2. That's it. Okay. Similarly here, it is 1. So answer will be 10.4. Here we can't consider that zeros at the left side. Okay. So 459. 459. After that 9, it is 7, which is greater than 5. So just we have to do is 0.0459. No, we have to add 1 here. 0.0 means here at last digit we have to increase by 1. 460. Okay, so that will be the answer, 0.0460. Yeah, it is having 3 significant figures. Okay, so up to 3 significant figures we have to find out. Now here the value is 2808. 2808. This one is the third digit, and afterwards this one number is greater than 5. So we have to increase 0 by 1. So what we have to do? 2801. Is this right? We can't change the actual identity, we can't change the actual value, or we can't change the actual weightage of the number. So what we have to do here? We have to do like in this way, we have to just increase it 1, and here also 0. Okay, so the result will be 2810. 2810. Okay, in this case we are having significant figure 3, but the value is actual like in this way. Okay, so these are the answers. Okay, up to this you have to learn properly. So that was our lecture for today, and as you know, this is the bad time running now, like in COVID. So be motivated, stay at home, and keep studying, keep motivating. Thanks for watching this.